Hello students, welcome to the class. In the previous lecture, I explained you the process of transcription, that is the synthesis of mRNA from DNA. Now this mRNA contains information which is brought from the DNA, and this information is further translated in the form of polypeptide chain. So that process is the translation, and we will study the translation in today's class. So translation is the final step in the process of protein synthesis. So this is the final step, and it takes place in the cell cytoplasm. This is the process in which polymerization of amino acids takes place to form the polypeptide chain. So this is the process in which the polypeptide chain is formed as per the information contains in the mRNA. So the translation is the final step, as well as in this process various amino acids get arranged by means of peptide bond. You know, amino acids they have peptide bond in between them in a polypeptide chain. So in this process various amino acids get arranged by means of peptide bonds in sequential manner according to the information provided by mRNA and form polypeptide chain, or you can see it the simple protein. So the process takes place on the ribosomes, which are therefore known as the protein forming factories of the cell. So we can say that what is translation? Decoding the coded information carried by mRNA. So the coded information present in mRNA is decoded into the protein. So it is known as the translation. Synthesis of polypeptide chain take place here on mRNA strand with the help of tRNA and ribosome. This is taking place in the cytoplasm. Now the components which are required for the translation. They are mRNA, yes, it is must, which is formed during the transcription. tRNA, role of tRNA we have studied in the types of RNAs there. Transfer RNA brings the activated amino acids to the ribosome. Ribosome, yes, ribosome is also the important unit here, protein factory. Amino acids, this is the raw material to form the polypeptide chain. Amino acyl synthetase enzyme, peptidyl synthetase, this is also an enzyme required for the process. ATP, GTP, these are the energy packets which are required during this process, and the magnesium ion Mg+2. So let me see here the mechanism of translation. So the mechanism of translation basically involves the three processes here: initiation, elongation and termination. Now the initiation has the different steps here. So in the initiation process, the process first here taking place, the activation of amino acids. The first step in the initiation, activation of amino acids, then attachment of activated amino acid to the tRNA, that is transfer RNA, then the initiation of the polypeptide chain, then after elongation of the polypeptide chain means the formation of peptide bond in between the amino acids, and the last step is the termination of polypeptide chain. So we'll start first from the first step here, the initiation, and in the initiation also the process of that activation of amino acids. So activation of amino acid is the important process in which the amino acids are activated, which are present in the cytoplasm of the cell, and this activated amino acid further they are transported to the ribosomes with the help of tRNA. So the process of amino acid activation, this is known as the charging also. As you know children, these amino acids, they are present in the cytoplasm of the cell in an inactive state, and their activation with the help of ATP, and then they are transported to the ribosomes with the help of tRNA. So the tRNA is essential for this process. And since 20 types of amino acids are biologically important, a cell must contain at least 20 types of vehicles for their transportation, that is tRNA molecules. So 20 types of amino acids as well as 20 types of tRNA molecules. This is because a particular type of tRNA can carry only a particular type of amino acids. Now, as 20 types of this tRNA molecules, so there are also 20 specific type of enzyme also. These enzymes are known as the amino acyl synthetase enzyme, and these enzymes help to activate amino acid also. Amino acids are activated and facilitate their binding with the tRNA molecule. Now, we'll start with the help of mechanism of activation. So, you know the specific amino acid present in cytoplasm gets activated by the specific amino acyl synthetase enzyme and ATP. So, amino acyl synthetase enzyme and ATP, they are required to activate the amino acid. So, together they form amino acyl adenylate enzyme complex. So, this amino acyl adenylate enzyme complex is formed. So, here we will see in this process that first the amino acid is activated by ATP molecule. Reaction is catalyzed with the help of acyl synthetase enzyme, and it forms the compound or the complex, that is amino acyl adenylate acid here, or we can call it amino acid enzyme AMP complex also, because here the energy utilized here by the breaking down of ATP. ATP breaks down, a phosphate is released here, then changes into AMP, and in this manner amino acyl adenylate acid or amino acid enzyme AMP complex is formed. Here the two inorganic phosphates are removed, because triphosphate, ATP is triphosphate molecule, changes into monophosphate. So, two inorganic phosphates are released off. Now, next is the charging of tRNA. So, how the charging of tRNA takes place here? This complex here, amino acyl adenylate acid, this complex is attacked by the tRNA. So, here you can see the tRNA it is attacked by the tRNA, and this result in the form of amino acyl bond. You see the here in the product amino acyl bond is formed in between the tRNA and the amino acyl adenylate acid, and the bond is formed, this amino acyl bond is formed between amino acid and adenine nucleotide of tRNA at its 3rd prime end. I will show you this in the next diagram. And here the enzyme and this AMP, they are released. So, amino acid here gets attached with the tRNA. So, this is the charged tRNA. Let me see here how it is done. So, here the D arm or the DHU loop of a specific tRNA recognizes the activated amino acids according to its anticodon. As you know children, you have studied the structure of tRNA and its 4 arms. So, here you can see this is the structure of tRNA, and here the 4 arms are there. This is T arm, this is anticodon arm, this is psi arm, and this is the amino acid acceptor arm. So, here this D arm, it recognizes the activated amino acid according to its anticodon. You can see the anticodon are here. Now, the activated amino acid binds to the 3rd prime end. This is the 3rd prime end of the tRNA, and it results in the formation of amino acyl tRNA. So, here children, amino acids is attached to the adenine nucleotide at the 3rd prime end of the acceptor arm. This is the amino acid acceptor arm of the tRNA. Now, tRNA containing activated amino acid, this is the tRNA containing activated amino acid. Now, this is known as the charged tRNA. Now, you know that the tRNA has anticodon arm. This anticodon arm has complementary bases, and these are known as the anticodon to the triplet codon or the triplet codes of mRNA. So, these anticodons they are having the complementary bases to the triplet codes of mRNA. For example, suppose AUG codon of mRNA is there, it would interact with the tRNA which has the UAC anticodon, because this UAC is the complementary anticodon to the AUG. Understood, children? Like here the different one is given. UGG is the anticodon, so its codon will be on mRNA there. What will be the codon? You can write yourself. At the place of uracil in the mRNA will be adenine, and here cytosine and cytosine. So what will be the codon on the mRNA for this? It will be the ACC. In this manner this is taking place, and this tRNA contains, if suppose the AUG codon on mRNA, it interacts with the tRNA which has the UAC anticodon, then this tRNA contains methionine, because AUG codon is the codon for the methionine amino acid, and this will attach at the 3rd prime end with the help of amino acyl bond. So in this way mRNA codon, they recognize and code for the different amino acids. So understood, children? Fine. So activated amino acid bind to the 3rd prime end of the tRNA, result in the formation of amino acyl tRNA. Now here the translation commences at ribosome, which acts as the assembling factory. So now the role of the ribosome comes. You know that ribosome has 2 units, 2 subunits, the larger subunit and the smaller subunit. These units are normally separated from each other, but at the time of translation they come and get united, come together and then united. This association and the dissociation of the ribosomal unit is mediated by magnesium ions. So for their association and dissociation, magnesium ions are required, Mg2+. Now here we will see that the large subunit of the ribosome contains the 2 sites here. Here 3 sites are shown. I will explain you the role of this also. So you can see first here the P site and the A site is there. P for peptidyl site, A for amino acyl site. So what is the role of A? It serves to receive a fresh charged tRNA. Just now we have studied the activated amino acid attaches with the tRNA and forms the charged tRNA. So the charged tRNA, it is received by the A site. At this site the anticodon of the tRNA are matched with the codons of mRNA. That process just now I explained you. And when the codon anticodon matching is found correct, then this tRNA is passed to the P site, that is the peptidyl site. Now what is the E site? Let me see the E site. So this E site is the 3rd and final binding site for tRNA in the ribosome during translation. The E stands for exit, and this is exit means from here the tRNA goes out from the ribosome. It is accompanied by the P site. You have seen the peptidyl site, which is the 2nd binding site, and A site, amino acyl site, which is the 1st binding site. So understood? Mainly you have to remember here 2 sites, P sites and A sites. A, the 1st site which receives the fresh charged tRNA, and then after the P site to which the that tRNA from A site is translocated. Now we'll come to that initiation. So during initiation what happens? Initiation of polypeptide chain. First mRNA first binds to the smaller subunit of the ribosome, and here the there met tRNA. Okay, first mRNA first binds to the small subunits of the ribosome and met tRNA. The first tRNA is the met tRNA, means met tRNA means the first tRNA with the initiation codon, that is the carrying the methionine. So tRNA which is carrying the methionine, which is known as the met tRNA. So first, during initiation, mRNA binds with the small subunits, and medtRNA, it carries methionine. With the help of GTP and magnesium ions and initiation factors, they combine together, and the larger subunit, has the P site and A site on it. And here the binding results due to the base pair formation between the mRNA and the smaller subunit. Okay, this is a small ribosomal unit and mRNA binds together, and further all the larger subunit also binds here, and then the complete initiation complex is formed. Here one more thing is there, children, you understand. As I said you, this is medtRNA. MedtRNA means the tRNA which has the amino acids methionine with it. Okay, so this medtRNA is associated to the mRNA in such a way that its anticodon UAC base, it pairs with the initiation codon AUG of mRNA. Understood, children? UAC anticodon base pairs with the initiation codon AUG of mRNA. Here initiation factors are released off and initiation complex combined with the large subunit and small subunits. Here with the larger subunit, and complete ribosome is established containing mRNA. Now the medtRNA occupies the P site. Let me see here in the next diagram. So this medtRNA occupies the P site of the large subunit. You can see here that anticodon on the medtRNA UAC and this codon on mRNA AUG, they are complementary to each other. So here this medtRNA occupies the P site on the larger subunit, and A site remains vacant to accept the new charged tRNA. So this is the initiation complex. Now we will see the next step here, peptide bond formation and the chain elongation. As I said you, here the A site is remain vacant. Now in this peptide bond formation and chain elongation step, the first sub step is binding of tRNA to A site. You know, this A site is vacant, and now the next activated amino acid with the tRNA, means the charged tRNA, comes and at the A site, and then the formation of peptide bond will take place in between both the amino acids. So let me see here the binding of the tRNA to the A site. The P site of the larger subunit is occupied with the medtRNA and the A is vacant. Now this site receives a new charged tRNA molecule with amino acid. So you can see here, this is methionine and this is leucine amino acid. Its anticodon is AAU and the codon is UUA on mRNA. Understood? So this anticodon and codon matching is done. Fine. So this site receives a new charged tRNA molecule containing an amino acid, and the anticodon of this tRNA is checked by the mRNA codon. If they are found complementary, then the hydrogen bonding occurs between the codon and anticodon. Understood, children? So this is the binding of the next the tRNA on the A site. Now the same here, the description given that I explained you, that the charged tRNA that carries specific amino acid enters the ribosome, attaches to mRNA next to the initiator codon with the help of anticodon on which site? A site. Now the peptide bond forms between the two amino acids. As I said you, that methionine and leucine, two amino acids are there. So in between them peptide bond is formed with the help of enzyme peptidyl synthetase. As the peptide bond forms, the tRNA becomes uncharged and it leaves the ribosomes. The ribosome now moves codon by codon in the direction of 5 prime to 3 prime end. And as the ribosomes moves over the mRNA, the coded information decodes into the polypeptide chain. How? Let me see here. As I said you that the A site which was vacant, at this place what happens, the second charge tRNA comes and then hydrogen bonding is there in between the anticodon and codon on the mRNA, and the next amino acid is brought here. Now peptide bond formation takes place in both the amino acids. In this manner, the formation of peptide bond takes place in the chain elongation. So amino group of the amino acyl tRNA at the A site carries out a nucleophilic attack on the carboxylic group of peptidyl tRNA. This is peptidyl tRNA and this is amino acyl tRNA. You just understand here. A site. So the amino group of this tRNA at the A site carries out a nucleophilic attack on the carboxylic group of this tRNA at P site. Okay, and here the reaction is catalyzed by an enzyme peptidyl transferase, and in this manner the as a result of this, the peptide bond formation takes place between the amino acids. So this leucine and this methionine, they join together with the help of peptide bond in between them. Now each peptide bond formation needs here 1 ATP and 2 GTP molecule, and during the peptide bond formation, the amino acyl bond forms between the tRNA and the peptidyl amino acid, that is methionine, at this time at the P site is dissociated. Are you getting it? So peptide bond formation takes place, and after that the amino acyl bond in between the tRNA and the peptidyl amino acid methionine at the P site is dissociated. So this is also dissociated and this is also dissociated. So the free tRNA at P site now released off, and P site again becomes vacant. So you can see here. So here the first this tRNA, it is released off, and the P site, it is vacant. So this is the process of chain elongation. Now this process continues. So next process we will study the next sub step we will study the translocation. So this tRNA now further shifted to the site P, and again the site A becomes vacant to receive the new charged tRNA. Let me see here. So when P sites become vacant, the tRNA at the A site along with the growing amino acid chain, because now the two amino acids you can see here, the leucine and methionine. So P sites becomes vacant, tRNA at the A site along with the growing amino acid, you can see here the growing amino acid chain. Now the two amino acid long is shifted, translocated to the site P along with the mRNA, and this translocation requires elongation factor G. So children, now this is the process where the translocation has taken place. So this tRNA, it is translocated from the A site to the P site, and at the A site again you will see the A site becomes vacant, and now a new mRNA codon is available at this site to receive the fresh charged tRNA. That is done. So in this manner, the process of codon anticodon checking of new amino acyl tRNA takes place, peptide bond formation and translocation. Again this tRNA will be shifted to the P site. So this translocation is repeated again and again till a termination codon, which is UAA, UGA or UAG, is reached at the A site. You see here. We'll see here. So this mRNA on this mRNA, the information is read and the tRNA comes and attaches on the A site, then shifted, translocated to the P site, and the formation of peptide bond takes place in the amino acid. Now this process is repeated again and again, and till a when means this is repeated again and again till a termination codon. Which codon? Termination, which stops the process. So till the termination codon here, the termination codon AUG, till the termination codon is reached at the A site. And as I said you, this ribosome, it is moving along with the mRNA. This is 5' and 3' direction, you can see in the diagram. So termination of polypeptide chain we will study. The termination of polypeptide chain takes place due to the presence of terminator codon UAA, UGA or UAG. When the terminator codon comes, it does not code for any amino acids. So it leads to the termination of polypeptide chain. So here we will see which of the codon is there. AUG. So here this AUG is not the termination codon. Termination codon are 3: UAA, UGA and UAG. So correct it. So termination codons are UAA, UGA or UAG. Now when the terminator codon comes, it does not code for any amino acid. It leads to the termination of the polypeptide chain. The polypeptide chain synthesized, released out from the ribosome. It undergoes folding to form a specific protein and the ribosome leaves the mRNA. Let me see here. Here you can see further here at the A site, the termination codon either UAA or UGA or UAG. So here which is given? UGA. So this termination signal is provided by the termination of this process by the nonsense codon, which do not code for any amino acid, and here UGA. These codon when reach the A site, they provide the signal for the termination of protein synthesis to stop the protein synthesis, and certain releasing factors are also there, R1 and R2. They recognize this termination codon at A site. In conjunction with the GTP and peptidyl transferase, they promote the hydrolysis of amino acyl bond here at the P site, amino acyl bond between P site and the tRNA and its amino acids. So here at the P site, the amino acyl bond in the between the tRNA and the amino acids which are attached to the growing polypeptide chain. So here the hydrolysis takes place in between the tRNA and the amino acids. Okay, so amino acids are, the last amino acid is also released, and due to hydrolysis of the bond, the polypeptide chain is released, and after the release of this polypeptide chain, the two ribosomal unit also dissociates, means they get separated, and mRNA is also left here. So you can see this is mRNA and this is the dissociation of the ribosomal unit, and this is the newly formed polypeptide chain. So this polypeptide chain formed here actually is not usually functional. To become functional, this primary polypeptide chain undergoes specific post-translational processing in endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi complex, and then after it is used by our cells. So in this manner, this process of protein synthesis is over. So here a quick revision, you see that activation of amino acid and this activated amino acid binds with the tRNA, and then it forms the charged tRNA. Now the formation of the initiation complex, large subunit, small subunits binds together with the there, and the mRNA also attaches itself with the smaller subunit. Larger subunit sits over the smaller subunits. Initiation complex is formed, and the process starts with the initiation codon or start codon AUG, which codes for the methionine amino acids, and it starts from the P site. A site is vacant. Further, this at the A site, again the charge, the tRNA is brought, and the formation of peptide bond in between the two amino acid takes place, and the chain elongation is there. Polypeptide chain is formed, and the termination is there. Release factor recognizes the stop codon. Translation complex dissociates